everyone, and welcome back to another video. As you see, I'm standing at my entrance area, so you probably know what that means. Today I'm finally going to be redoing my entrance area. I have been holding off on this for a long time because I didn't really know what theme I was going for, but now I finally settled on one, so I'll be telling you all about that in a second. I hope you enjoy this video, and without further ado, let's get started. Before I start decorating my entrance area, I want to show you something. I changed my flag. I actually made this. It's a little cat, and I think it came out really good. So if you want this code, it will be in the description. That's all I wanted to say, so we can start on our entrance area now. The first thing I did was open up the Island Designer app so I could destroy all of the cliffs and water features that was for my old entrance. And those who have watched my previous videos probably know that this is not the first build on my island. Most people start their island with making the entrance area, but on this island I started off with another build, and you might be wondering why. There are a few reasons, so I'm going to list them out. The first reason is I didn't know what theme I wanted this island to be. For a video, I said this would be like a cozy core, town core, and norm core island, but I was just throwing that out there. I didn't know if it was actually going to be that theme. I just set a theme for myself, but I knew I was probably going to change it later. I thought 3 themes were too many, so I reduced it to the max 2. I knew for sure I wanted my island to be cozy core. I'm not sure if cozy core was even a theme, but if it wasn't, now it is. And I also wanted to add some town core elements to this island because I felt like it would really fit with the cozy core theme. The next reason is just I didn't have all the items I was looking for to use for some of these builds, like this entrance area. I was looking for very specific items like the cruiser bike, the bike with the basket, and I was also looking for the wooden box item. I still don't have it. I thought it was actually a item that you would buy from the store or Nook Shopping. I actually did a villager home specifically so I could get that item. Once I unlocked it, I was talking with Wardell for like 15 minutes trying to find that wooden box item. I was like scrolling through the miscellaneous items and the housewares. After 15 minutes, I decided I wanted to search which category it was, so I searched it up, and turns out it's actually a DIY and not an item, or it is an item, but not an item that you can catalog. So I was so mad at myself, but I still don't have that DIY, and if I ever do find that DIY, I will definitely be tweaking some things. And the third reason is just I didn't know what to build. I didn't have an idea in my head. I didn't have any ideas. I just kind of went with the flow and just went at it because I needed to get it done. And there, I spared you from having to watch me destroy the other side of the cliff because it's basically exactly the same. And now I'm putting down the path. I struggled so much with the path. I literally spent an entire hour just messing with it and trying to see what looks good. I actually had to edit a lot out because I was just placing paths down and then kicking them off again and then putting them back on. And I was doing the same thing over and over again because I was kind of procrastinating if I liked it or not. And I had to edit all of that out. You'll see later in the video that I made a very abrupt change. And as you see, I'm placing down items and fencing. I did it along the way so I could see how it looks like, so it's not just path. But that might have been a mistake because I was like putting paths, branching paths out as I was going, so I had to take items off. And I had to edit a lot out also because my pockets were really full. They were always full after like 2 items I picked up because they were all in the same section. where I was putting down my paths. I should have put them in another area, but instead I put it right on my entrance area so I remember. But that was a big mistake because I was just moving items out of the way all the time and my pockets will get full, so I dropped them in another section just really close to that area, and then my pockets will get full again because I would pick those items up and the whole cycle continues. And here's that abrupt change I was talking about. I was really tired of the path, so I just edited that all out, but I kept this section because I had this brilliant idea of using waterscaping to replace that sharp corner where it aligns the main path with the resident services. And I think it was a really smart idea. I did put a in-game bridge there, so that's what I think made it all tie together. I could have used a land bridge, but I was using in-game bridges on my island anyway, so I decided to continue with the same bridge. And now I'm trying to build the bridge. Like the path, I also struggled on placing the bridge. There were a lot of trees and items in the way, so I had to move a lot of things around in order to get my bridge in the right placement. There was also a lot that I cut out because I was messing a lot with the waterscaping and just trying to get that bridge in the perfect spot. I finally did, but I cut a lot of it out. Once I finally placed the bridge in a spot where I'm okay with, I donated those bells and time traveled to the next day so I can get the bridge in. After I time traveled to get the bridge in, I added the paths that were not filled in. This area was a mess. There was paths everywhere and just random items everywhere, so I decided to do something about it. Once I got to the paths to a point where I was happy with it, started to place down all the decorations. I first tried to place down a tree, but it didn't work, and then I tried to put down a flower, and that worked. I think it's because a tree needs a 3x3 space in order to grow, so the bridge was blocking it so it wasn't able to grow there, which was really unfortunate, but it is what it is, and I can't really do anything about it. And now I'm extending the river. My island felt really dry and really flat, so I wanted to add some water features to make it come more alive. I didn't end the river, however, because I didn't know how to end it. There was a river mouth just a little further to the right, which I could have connected to, but I wanted my rivers to be very symmetrical, and on the left side, my river mouth is not exactly symmetrical to the other one, and I wanted everything to stay the same, including the ends of the river, so I decided not to do that for now. And now back to the build. I'm putting down wooden partitions to give off a fence illusion, even though they're not actually fences. They're kind of like an alternative of a fence, so if you're ever looking for some good alternatives, this is a really good alternative for a fence. Now I'm starting to work on the right side of the build. I'm putting down paths so I can put a fountain on top of it. This side is kind of like more of the elegant side or more of the town core side because I feel like towns or cities always have some sort of fountain. Once I placed down the fountain, I placed down some other items that I think would go good in this area, like some benches or some city-like elements. And then I added some benches around the fountain. After I added custom designs underneath this cruiser bike, this area is very white. It still looked good at the end. I added a little bit of pathing over here because there was an empty area right beside the fountain. Once I placed the paths down, I started placing some wreaths on top of it, and now we're ready to work on the left side. First, I added in-game paths and then placed custom designs on top of it. Now I'm going in with with custom designs. I use these city tile custom designs that I created. It's designed so it doesn't have a transparent pixel, so we can go over paths without having that sharp corner. I decided to extend the path a little more because I needed more room to work with, and so I could place more items down. And now I'm placing down some items. I placed down a small covered round table. On top I placed a dessert carrier with this really cute apple custom design. And I placed some chairs down so it's like you're eating the little pastries inside of the dessert carrier. And then I placed a storefront behind the little scene. I thought it made it look a lot better. It added some layering, it added some height, and it made the whole area look better. After I decided to extend the river a little bit, as I said before, I don't know where I wanted to end it. I still don't know where I wanted to end it, but I was just going to continue the river until I thought of an idea. So that's what I was doing here. And now I'm working on the other side. I added a different kind of fence because I didn't want everything to be symmetrical. And then I added some different items as well. And now I'm working on the top sections. In these areas, I didn't add that much detail. I just added a few items and then kind of continued the path. I didn't completely finish the path because I didn't have a solid idea of what I wanted to do. So I'm just going to let myself in the future decorate it when I have more of an idea. I decided I wanted to try out fencing instead of items, so I replaced that bike with these fences and I thought it looked better. And then I added a money garden decoration on that side, and then I added the cruiser bike on the other side. I still ended up adding the cruiser bike, but just on the other side, and I had a fence in front of it. So I thought that looked pretty good. I'm finally finished with this build. This took so long. I think I started around 11 a.m. and now it's like 2:40 p.m. So this took a really long time. But now I'm going to show you a little tour of the entrance I built. I'm probably going to change some things, but for now I think I'm okay with these areas. So there are like 4 paths branching out. There's this one to the left, and then there's this one to the right, which you kind of have to like scoot past it, but that's kind of like a hidden path. And then another one to the left and another one to the right. And I didn't decorate it and finish the paths, of course, because that would take forever, and I also don't really have any ideas. So I just decorated a little bit, but this is like kind of centered to my plaza area. I really wanted it to be centered, so I was kind of messing around with the paths. And I thought it came out really good. This area also kind of leads down to the beach. So I made kind of some really tight areas, but they're also kind of secretive, which I think is really cool. I really like secretive paths. And I also did a little bit of waterscaping because I wanted my island to have some water. I didn't want it to be that dry, so I decided to add a little bit of water. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm really proud of this build. It took me a really long time, so I hope you enjoyed it. And if you liked the video, please like the video and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!